Hello, my panda pals, and welcome back to the channel. Today is part 2 of 90 Day Fiancé, Season 11, Episode 3. So, let's dive right in. Let's check in with Mark and Mina. It's a new day, and Mark wakes up next to his two princesses. And despite day 1 being an epic disaster of a roller coaster ride, he could not be any happier.
It's amazing to wake up having them here. I couldn't be happier because this is what we've waited for years.
Mina goes ahead and gives her son a call to reassure him that she has not abandoned him and he will be in America very, very soon. And then she tells us that she actually has zero idea how long it's gonna be before she actually gets to see him.
Je n'ai aucune idée quand est-ce qu'il va être là, enfin, avec moi. Peine et m'attriste énormément.
Mina then tells Mark that if Clayton cannot make it in time for their wedding, she really wants to reschedule. And Mark is like, sweetie, that is not how this works.
It's not possible to change the date, baby. It's 90 days. You have to leave the USA if we don't get married.
My God.
Mark tells Mina that he knows it's hard, but if she goes back now, she will not be able to come back until they do the entire K-1 visa process over again.
I don't know what else we can do, you know?
Maybe it's not good choice. I need to wait for coming together.
Mark forgot to pick up some necessities for the baby, like a high chair and diapers.
It's been 20 plus years since I raised a baby, so you gotta expect a few things to slip through the cracks.
Okay, but like diapers for your baby? They head to the nearest convenience store and Mina is like, what in the peasantry is this bullshit?
Where's the lamb?
I don't think they have the lamb here.
They don't have the fresh mushroom?
It's a gas station.
Then they head to a very rustic furniture store and Mina is like, what in the peasantry is this bullshit?
Mon Dieu, beurre everywhere. C'est étrange.
Mark asks the salesperson if they have any high chairs and he's like, no, we don't really make anything for babies, but we do have some bar stools. And this just reminds me of how when you go into a shoe store and you're like, hey, could I have this in a size 7? And then they come back and they're like, I couldn't find it in a 7, but I did find it in an 8. And you're like, great, because my feet magically grew in the time it took for you to come back. Mina tells us she feels pretty duped because Mark has always told her that New Hampshire is great, but now she's realizing he meant great for him.
Pas assez pour en fait que je puisse vivre à l'aise et élever les enfants ici.
They head home to have some gas station pasta with some gas station wine. And Mina is like, honey, Maria here has French taste, okay? She can't survive on trash.
She don't like the pasta gas station.
Not everywhere is like Paris, but we can find some good food, I promise you.
Mark tells her he's excited for her to meet his family and reconnect with his daughter Jordan, and Mina is like, oh, do you mean that trollop who hates me?
I have impression that Jordan and me is a competition. She and me is the enemies.
Mark is like, no, you guys aren't enemies, okay? You just gave her a terrible first impression in France when you kept us waiting for 3 hours for the baptism, and then you chose not to have dinner with me and my family on our very last day there.
Me and her are very close. Her concern is just about, does dad really need to have more kids?
Then Mina starts to cry and she calls Jordan a big fat hypocrite because in France, Jordan was laughing and smiling and dancing with her, and now she's questioning if Mina is just using Mark to get a green card and use his money.
I'm not happy. I sent me snake, you know?
No. My daughter is not a snake.
Then Mina says Jordan is his daughter and she needs to learn her place. She has no business meddling in any of his relationships.
Listen, I'm just gonna say this again, so I hope you understand. She only wants to be sure I'm not making a mistake.
Now, I don't think Jordan is overstepping, at least not yet. Like, I think she is looking out for her father, who has previously dated someone who was very clearly using him for his money, and she's just making sure it doesn't happen again. Let's check in with Amani and Matt. Amani and Matt are heading out to Mexico for 2 weeks, so they are getting some quality time in with their 2 girls.
I am so glad I found your salon. Well, how much do I owe you?
10.
Can I pay you in lots of hugs and kisses?
No.
Amani starts to cry because they are leaving their kids for 2 full weeks, and she's like, ugh, if we were just normal, we wouldn't be jet-setting off to Mexico to get married to a 3rd person.
I feel like leaving them for 2 weeks to pursue love, you know? Sometimes I'm like, why can't we just be like the normal parents?
Really? You're gonna cry because your desire to be in a throuple is making you choose to leave your kids for 2 weeks to go on a vacation and bang it out with another woman? I do try to live my life thinking everybody's feelings are valid, but damn, some people make that a really difficult thing to do.
Like, I've always been the jealous, possessive person in the relationship. It's the Middle Eastern in me, I guess.
What? Your ethnicity has nothing to do with the fact that you are a jealous person. Amani is starting to feel a little insecure because she does want Matt to develop a strong bond with Ani, but not at the expense of her own relationship with him.
I always wonder what if another woman could be a better partner to Matt than me?
There are going to be tons of women in this world that could potentially be better partners for Matt than you. I feel like that's a huge part of what marriage is, right? Like waking up and choosing your spouse again and again, and Matt seems very happy with the decision that he's made. The two get their masks ready because they are meeting up with Ani at a Day of the Dead party.
I honestly don't know much about the Day of the Dead. I associated with Halloween.
You want to marry this girl and you did not bother to learn about one of the biggest holidays celebrated in her culture? We then get to meet Ani. She is a 37-year-old stripper and she has got a bangin' bod. She's practicing her set when her friend comes in and she's like, "Bestie, I got some hot tea, but you cannot judge me, okay?" And her friend is like, "Girlie, I am a stripper."
Pero no me vayas a juzgar. Trabajo moviendo el culo. ¿Tú crees que te voy a juzgar?
Ani tells her about how she's dating a couple, they are planning on divorcing each other so that she can marry one of them, and they have 2 children of their own. So yeah, it is complicated to say the least.
Estoy en una relación con una niña, con un niño también. Oh, Yani!
She tells us that the mothers who dance here are some of the fiercest women you will ever meet, and despite having to work some nights until the ass crack of dawn, she does it so that she is able to provide her kids with a good life.
When you finish, you're so tired. But I will do anything for my babies.
Ani tells us that she first got pregnant when she was 16, and the baby daddy immediately ghosted when he found out, and Ani needed to make money, so eventually she started working at the strip club.
Muchas mamás no les dan la oportunidad que se merecen. Y por eso muchas hacemos lo que necesitamos hacer.
She tells us she is head over heels in love with Amani and Matt. They are both hot, and hot.
He's 10 and she's 1,000.
They do not judge her for her past at all, and they accept her just the way that she is, stripper and all.
In the past, my ex-boyfriends left me, but Amani and Matt stay around.
I am stay with them.
And that, my Panda Pals, is all I have for you today. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead, click that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this one. I hope to see you for the next one, and as always, thanks for not letting me ride this train wreck alone. Bye!